welcome to another edition Sports Card ASMR. I'm the Sports Card Doctor. 1,000 subs, but the same top flight graphics. Welcome back, or welcome for the first time to this channel. This is the channel that combines sports card nostalgia and ASMR relaxation and all the things in between. Sometimes we provide spiritual or physical healing to a card. Sometimes we do a TSA pat down of a sports card. Sometimes we just pay homage to our favorite ASMR artists. And other times we just go through these cards like the sports fans that we are, stuck in the past. Even when we get a new pack of cards like a 2024 Topps and it has like a commemorative edition 30th anniversary card from decades ago, and you get all excited. And anyways, before we really dive in today, I want to thank you all for the support. I've been saying for the last year that we are slowly growing this channel, and we hit the biggest milestone yet last week. And I've been doing some traveling lately, doing some stand-up comedy dates in San Francisco and Little Rock, Arkansas, both equally as intriguing and entertaining as you'd think. My schedule's been a little off, but during that time we crossed the 1,000 subscription plateau, and that of course makes us a full-fledged YouTube partner. I'll be moving into my mansion within a matter of weeks. But seriously, I want to thank you all for helping us get to this spot, and now onward and upward to bigger and better numbers. Welcome to this weird little community we have here. I'm going to open up a pack of cards today. We're going to talk about our legends, and yes, I will update you on, well, the big happening now that we reached that 1,000 subs. But first, in the honor of some good ASMR triggers, and in the spirit of a clean workspace, I think it's important for us to do some waterworks. Not wet works, that's kind of like what a hitman would do, right? Gotta get my folds right here. Gotta have a nice even fold. For all you spray heads. I'm out of practice. I keep bonking the table there. It's been a couple weeks since I filmed. Apologize for that. I apologize to the people in San Francisco and Little Rock who had to watch the comedy. Are you a waterhead or a spray head? Comment down below. I know not everyone is. Some people like watching this dry and consider that an ASMR trigger. That's why I love the ASMR world. You don't really know your triggers till you try each and every one of them. It's kind of like your freshman year in college. Don't admit to anything. Not here. Not now. Okay. As this dries, we are going to prepare to open up a pack and hopefully find some legends in that pack. And if we find the right kind of legends, we will absolutely put them in these penny sleeves. But not running out yet. Got a lot here. These are courtesy of our viewer, Eric, who sent them to the address that's listed down below. Little mailbox center. allows me to receive gifts without you knowing exactly where I live. I'm looking at you, Ranger Donald. Now, as I said, if we open up a pack of cards, we sometimes find legendary cards, and we set them aside. Legends like Will Clark in this Score All-Star artwork. Larry Byrne, the all-time active leader in free throws. 3 throws? Free throws. Free throws. At least he was active leader in 1991 at this point. Ken Griffey Jr., the rare, not as valuable 1990 Fleer. Ken Griffey Jr. A man who is helping my fantasy baseball team as we speak. Pete Alonso, the polar bear. Tony Gwynn, the late great man who ruled San Diego and had a better batting average with 2 strikes than all of baseball right now. There's Dave Winfield, during his time with the California Angels. I feel, in some way, all of us, at one point, are going to play for the California Angels. And then there's this guy. Oh, there's this guy. You were looking live at Mark Malone and his 1987 Topps football card. Mark Malone is a legend, without a doubt. No one can take the field with that mustache and not be a legend. As you know, Mark Malone has been a staple around these parts since the very beginning, where a sly inside joke to a friend of mine turned into a recurring bit that helped spurn us on to 1,000 subscriptions to this channel. As promised, this card will be inducted into the Sports Card ASMR Hall of Fame. Now, there's been a raging debate in our chat. Does him getting into the Sports Card ASMR Hall of Fame mean that we cut up his card? Or does it mean we seal him up and forever lock away his greatness to be preserved for generations to come? You can still register your opinion down below. One of the only times me, as a long-time digital media creator, will solicit opinions that matter. It needs to be about Mark Malone. That's the only opinions that matter. Now, update on this, and we'll get to some card pack opening. I know some of you probably are just here for the ASMR and the cards. We will be inducting Mark Malone into the Sports Card ASMR Hall of Fame live next Sunday. If you're watching this video in the future, you've missed it. I'll put an update on the channel as a post, and you'll all be able to tune in with me as we induct him in, and it will be live. I'm going to bring the old camera out. I got a system over here. You guys don't see it. There's going to be a system over there, right over there. Which reminds me that pointing, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I did it a little bit later. I told you I'm out of practice. This is more of a ramble video today than anything. But we're going to do it live. I'm going to have my laptop over here. I'm going to plug everything in, and we're going to broadcast. It's going to be great. All right? Sorry, I got a little excited, so I think before we open up a pack of cards, we need to relax with some ASMR triggers here. Feel as though we're sufficiently relaxed. Now, to help celebrate the 1,000 subs, we're going to go back to this box of cards. This was sent to us. Again, the address is listed down below. By John at The Past Is Alive. He's got his own P.O. box if you'd like to send him something, maybe some chocolates, a thank you card. John was, I consider him very key to the success of this channel in the last few months. John came on. We have a mutual friend, Jeff May. Check out Jeff May's channel. But he didn't know me from anyone, just some nutty sports car doctor on the old internet. And he started watching, spreading the news to his wonderful channel viewers and listeners. And occasionally has sent us some wonderful boxes of cards, like this one here. And we are essentially done with this box of cards. There's only a few packs left. And I thought today, in honor of the 1,000 subs, we'd open up one of the card packs that John had sent out. I don't think he sent in 87 tops. I think that fell in there accidentally. 87 tops are kind of like little ballpoint pens. They just show up, you lose them, you find them, they're in the crevice in your car right next to the French fries that you dropped there from last night's secret meal in a McDonald's parking lot. There you go. He did send us this rack pack. And we got some Diamond Destiny, Upper Deck Tech. I almost want to open up these ones because I just don't remember what Upper Deck Tech is. So some sort of more expensive set of Lego bricks made for preteens. They released those like, oh, leave behind your mini figs and start working with Lego tech. That's what's going on here. Diamond Destiny. Then we got the Canadians checking in with some 1991 O-Peachy. And then that is that. That is it. It's a personal note of gratitude, and well, I'm not going to read it. It's always been there. I've taken a look at it. I've just wanted to leave it there. It's between me and John. Okay, it's between me and John. You want to send me a letter? You know where to find me. Okay. That sounded like a threat. That sounded like I was drunk at a Chili's bar on a Thursday night. Underrated ASMR triggers, I think. Like I said, more of a ramble episode today. I think we're going to price these down there. All right. I'm definitely set on what I'm going to open here today. We are going to some 87 tops. This 87 tops rack pack. Rack packs are always part of my very positive and most favorite memories of collecting cards. Don't you worry, I'm going to crinkle. You could go to a store. I would go to a store called J.J. Newberry in my hometown, where it was next to a Thrifty, which of course became Rite Aid. Just look at the ice cream cartons for that proof. And, you know, you'd see a rack pack hanging like this. And you would immediately be like, oh, I got a Wade Boggs All-Star right there. I got a Dwight Lowry and a Bobby Witt. He's an up-and-comer. But then you were able to take this off the rack, flip it open, be like, oh, Steve Jeltz, Jamie Cockenoner? Do I have to probably censor that, huh? And Bruce Ruffin, a Bruce Ruffin rookie card. Now, compare that to the regular pack, the wax pack of the day here. I mean, if you're a kid, look at the difference. If you're 12 years old sitting in a J.J. Newberry, your whole life in front of you, and you got, 75 cents to $1, maybe $1.05, and you want to buy a pack of cards, you going to go for this? Just one of these? You're going to save up your paper route money. And get this. This is the American dream right here. If you're watching from another country, yeah, this is what America is about. 3 packs of cards. It's American exceptionalism right here. So let's crinkle and let's rip. We're just going to see what we find inside. I don't know what we're going to find. Let's say you saved up your allowance money and you got this right in your hands at home. Where are you going to go first? It's like eating a meal. You got maybe, say, your main course right here. Let's say a mac and cheese with hot dogs in it. You know, that's your main course. And then over here on the side, maybe you got some mashed potatoes. You know, Bobby Witt. He's going to be a good pitcher. The fact that eventually we'll have a son who will be dominating the American League, you don't know that at this point. You just know that Bobby Witt is there. Dwight Lowry, he plays for the Tigers. They're kind of a good team at this point. They're going to be better with Matt Noakes as their starting catcher, so yeah, maybe, but that's kind of like the vegetables. This is the broccoli. Where are you going to start your meal? Are you going to go right for the mac and cheese with the hot dogs in it? You know what I'm talking about, those little Oscar Mayer wieners. More like this. That's more reasonable. You know, sliced up and put in your mac and cheese. Oh, that's the best. Mashed potatoes, a little gravy. Okay. Or the broccoli. Or are you going to start with the broccoli? What kind of kid were you? Well, I'll tell you. I went straight for the broccoli because I wanted to get the hard part out of the way first. So let's see what's in our broccoli. Dwight Lowry. I'm not talking bad about Lowry. He's a catcher. Backed up a little bit. Played on the world champion 84 Tigers. Excuse me, deep breath. I'm not going to cut that out. I just inhaled the musty 87 Tops right here. Doug Corbett. He looks confused as to why he's a Major League Baseball player. Pat Corrales, Cleveland manager. Got that nice hair under a hat for 40 years look. Dennis Powell, Dodger pitcher there. He came up 85 range there. Look at that. One of my favorite cards from 87 Tops. My guy Dave Righetti when he set the single season save record. And then there's Bill Gullickson, serviceable career, journeyman pitcher at times. The Padres leaders, it's Terry Kennedy and Andy Hawkins, and Terry Kennedy is pointing down at Andy Hawkins' belt and saying, your fly's open. You've been pitching 3 innings with your fly like that. I didn't want to tell you till now. Bob Kipper, that's right, kids. In the 80s, we had professional athletes named Bob Kipper. And Chico Walker. Seems like a sitcom character. Jerry Narron, catcher, become a coach. I think he'd manage a little bit, right? Rangers, maybe? Maybe a bench coach for the Angels, I know, for a long time there. Jerry Narron. Speaking of catchers who go on to great managerial careers, there's Bob Melvin in this painted version of a San Francisco Giant uniform. Football is on my mind. There's Joe Price. Priceless card right there. A's leaders, Tony La Russa, telling Carney Lansford, Mickey Templeton, and Moose Haas. No, who was that there? Anyways, he's telling them how in Chicago, when he was managing the White Sox, they used to cheat by having a camera in center field, shooting back to the clubhouse so they could get the pitch calls ahead of time and break the codes. Definitely, the only time in baseball that's been done. There's Dave Bergman there, Tigers. Roger Mason. Record breaker, Dwight Evans, earliest home run. I think he, if I remember, first pitch of the '86 season against the Tigers or Orioles, he homered there. Yeah. There we go. First pitch in Detroit against the Tigers. And here's the aforementioned, very horny Jamie Cockenower. Not a great little pack, 2 little record breakers. I did like the record breakers. So let's go. Main course or mashed potatoes? You know where we're going. Sometimes you just gotta get in there and rip, you know what I mean? Alright, here's Bobby Witt. He'd have a long career. Nowadays, of course, his son, Bobby Witt Jr., just absolutely killing it on the field there. But Bobby Witt, at one point, the hard-throwing Ranger pitcher there, struck out 4 batters in 1 inning at one point there. Hey, there he is. There's Tony La Russa. Great manager. You know, there's parts of me that really like Tony. He's made some questionable decisions in his life, and we can't fault him for that there. And he did try to come back and manage the modern-day player, and it didn't go so well, but he's a Hall of Famer for a reason. White Sox leaders there. Look at that. These guys are laughing. We're on the White Sox in the late 80s. All-star card, Mike Schmidt. Look at that. Mike Schmidt. There we go. In 1986, home run leader, MVP in the National League. And there he is. There's our guy. There's our guy. Barry Larkin. We always seem to pull a Barry Larkin, don't we? Which is great. Hall of Famer. One of my favorite players from the 90s. Towards the beginning of his career. This is a Barry Larkin rookie. So I think we have one of these set aside, but you know what? On this kind of rambly edition, why not just put some triggers in there? Save this card. You never know. Hall of Fame rookie. That's not a bad thing to preserve there. There we go. All right. Jim Acker. Chris Bosio, Ray Quinones, Glenn Hoffman. Of course, his younger brother Trevor would set the world on fire as a Padres closer. Teddy Higuera, there you go, an all-star. Great pitcher, great pitcher. Here we get the Topps Future Star card. Tim Pesnarowski. I have a lot of knowledge of 80s baseball. I do remember this card. Do not remember what happened to Tim Pesnarowski, who did play with the Padres. I think I'm going to look him up on Baseball Reference when I'm done with the video here today, just to see what happened to him. There's Bill Dolly. Looks like he knows what happens to him. Yeah. Another Red Sox. How many team leaders cards are we going to get? And there he is. There's our guy, Bobby Bonilla. Every time we see him, we have to mention that he made more money today as a Mets ball player than you will make in your entire life down at the Cracker Factory. Another 86 record breaker for Jim Deshaies there. Tony Gwynn All-Star. That's a great card there. And the Topps Gold Cup rookie. 87 was the year they brought the Gold Cup rookies back, if I remember correctly. Great card there. Bright, bold colors. And, yeah, rookie card indeed. I've been curious here. How the Gold Cup rookies, still one of my favorite things in card collecting, right? Let's look a little closer at the Topps Gold Cups for the rookies. There you go. Topps All-Star Rookie. Great shadowing on that cup. I wonder if they ever made these in real life. I need a bowl of cereal out of that. So as we know, this is a classically sized card. The 2.5 by 3.5. How big is the card? How big is the cup itself here? 1/2 inch wide, roughly there, and about half an inch in height. Get the width, the height. Yeah, it's about a half an inch all around. So you know what? I am gonna make sure we document that for future use. Topps All-Star Rookie Cup. One half by one half by 1/2 inch. There you go. Documented for future reference. It's a good card there. Good pack. We got some things from that pack there. Mashed potatoes coming through. All right. Again, thanks to John at The Past is Alive for sending us this rack pack. Look at this mess of plastic here. If you like crinkles, we got you covered. All right, the main course. We know it's the main course because we got this Wade Boggs 86 All-Star card. As I've said before here, I'm a big fan of the Topps All-Star cards from this era. Just bold and bright and simple, and made you feel like you got yourself a superstar card guaranteed there. Like that. Jeff Reardon, then of the Expos. We go to Twins, Red Sox. Great closer during this era, and wore a beard when it wasn't in style. But now beard's back in style. Reardon, fashion icon in baseball. Pat Sheridan. Got ourselves another Tony Gwynn. Look at that. We had one up front in the Legends stack. We got another one here today. I'm going to set that aside. Gino Petralli. Tom Niedenfuhr. Somewhere Jack Clark is grabbing a bat. Terry Harper. Cal Daniels. Speaking of Reds and up-and-comers in the late 80s there. Carmelo Martinez. Johnny Grubb. Look at that. Look at that look. That's a stoic man ready to take the ball field in hard Detroit, Michigan. Johnny Grubb. Gary Pettis, Gold Glove outfielder there. Tony Phillips, he would eventually get kind of a second lease on life in the game, become a very popular player in the early 90s there. Up until this point was kind of a utility guy for Oakland. There's Mike Brown. I have no memory of Mike Brown. I'm like Gandalf entering the mines of Moria. I have no memory of this place. And then there he is. There he is. Professional softball player who snuck into the big leagues. Steve Bye-Bye Balboni. What I love about Steve Bye-Bye Balboni is he looks like me leaning over the salad bar and hot bar at a Sizzler. Just all leaned in, full concentration, gut hanging over the bone, ready for action. Steve Bye-Bye Balboni is a legend, as is Mike Fleischland for holding up his bat there like a little leaguer in 3rd grade. Mike Fleischland. I was a Yankee fan when he was our shortstop. Randy St. Clair and Steve Schultz. There we go. All right, let's take a look here. We're going to set the All-Star card aside, of course, and just kind of reminisce on what we just did here. There you go. You know what? If I was a youngster in 1987 and I pulled this rack pack, I would have been very happy. Would have been very happy. All right. We're going to begin to wrap up, but I think in honor of our man Balboni and that Sizzler hot bar, we're going to do a little slicing and dicing on our way out of here. Thanks again for hanging out. Subscribe. Hit that notification bell. More videos coming. Price Guide Video Wednesday. A few surprises on the way. And then next Sunday. That's right. September 9th? What is that? September 9th? September 8th? Check local listings. We will be live, and we will induct, whether it be by cutting or sealing, Mark Malone into the Sports Card ASMR Hall of Fame. See you soon.